it's a Will Dead meme. Fuck you, little bitch. You think you can fuck with me? What a ring. Fuck you, little bitch. Hey, look, I'm Cupid's brand. Fuck you, little bitch.
Weed. I'm not gonna have kids because I like smoking weed.
It's me, Donkey Kong.
Weed is legal. You ever shoved weed up your ass, Mario? Get high faster.
Have you ever? For some reason, I heard wheat.
You shove
Just
weed up your
pure
ass to get high
wheat.
faster.
I mean,
all right.
I bet we can gaslight kids into like smoking wheat.
Let's not.
Oh, this shit
One of my friends bought
why not?
oregano one time. Well, not a friend. I knew him. I wouldn't say he's a friend. I kind of hope that kid gets hit by a bus. But I knew some kid that bought oregano and smoked it. And I was like, dude, that's oregano. Before we were even smoking weed and we were like smaller. He was like, that's oregano, dude. I've used that.
Is he
to cook
Italian?
pizza. No,
If he was Italian, you would have known.
No, he would have known exactly.
No,
That's
no,
the
if you, no,
problem.
but no. You're missing the point. Maybe
Oh,
they
so
in
he-
Italy smoke oregano.
Yeah, they don't.
Right, I forgot about that fact.
How do you know?
I
Yeah,
forgot
they
about
don't.
that
Have you been to
other
Italy?
fact.
No, my
you been to
grandmother
Italy?
has.
It's
My
in
grandmother
northern
has to
Italy.
speak
It's
the
in northern-
language, and
see,
she's never said anything about that.
most people go to South Italy. They don't go to northern Italy. That's where they smoke it.
Yeah.
Most
Northern
people,
Italy is where
don't
they
really
smoke
go
it.
to South. Most people go to Northern Italy. Isn't Greece in like Central Italy?
Most people
Isn't Greece in Central Italy?
my
That's
God.
like Northern, right?
Oh my,
I don't know. I'm being very real.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know.
That is a wild statement.
Sorry, not
that-
Greece. Wow, isn't Rome? Isn't Rome in what you call it, near Northern Italy? If I'm mistaken.
That camera move is. I hate that.
bro. Okay. No, all the stuff. People, the southern Italy is where Rome is, closer to
You're
the
telling-
Mediterranean.
Bro,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, dude. Like you
Italy
being
is a very-
shocked means zero. Like I know most times when people are like, oh man, I don't give a fuck about a nation that like chose to skip out on the team halfway through a war. You know, I don't care where anything is located in that place. They're cowards.
No. It's
Start disrespecting Italy as a whole.
It's the
more
fact
just
that
a-
you
it's more just-
shoved a country inside of another country.
I miss because for some I don't know. Ever since I was little, this is just me.
Where's Africa? Is that like the South Bronx? I mean, it's
For
such an
me,
insane-
what you call
such an
it,
insane-
Rome always seemed like a place that would be in. Greece to me, because Greece seemed like a place like things like that would happen. At least from what I was always told. At least from what I was told.
Stop talking.
Because I felt like Italy
Stop
wouldn't
talking.
be.
Stop.
No,
it.
it's
no. I'm
it's-
trying to help you.
It's
Stop
really not that
talking.
stupid. It's just me just being confused about
It's
things.
really stupid. It's really
it's extremely stupid, but
it's
really not-
phenomenally
it's
dumb.
really-
I'm trying
Chris,
to help you.
it's-
I'm
Chris,
trying to help you,
Chris,
Kingston.
Chris,
Kingston,
you have
take
said
my
things.
rap. Take my lifeline.
Chris,
take my
Chris,
lifeline.
Chris, you have said things that have made me go home and write in my journal. All right.
Yeah.
this is the
You have a
podcast.
journal?
What
What are you?
happens.
What are you? A 16-year-old
Doug?
girl? What are you
You
doing?
fucking-
No, I'm a
Doug, you
dude that's
bitch.
trying to fix problems in myself. All right. You guys,
Listen,
you
listen,
guys
listen.
gonna get it.
Listen,
You about to get a
listen,
house?
listen,
You about to get a
listen,
house with
hold
patty
on.
mayonnaise or some shit?
Hold
What the
on.
fuck?
Yeah, maybe
What's going
I
on,
am.
man.
The reason, I'm not, it's not an attack. I'm literally trying to say to you, all you just did was prove that when I say something stupid, you don't help me. You don't throw me a lifeline at all.
Exactly.
I'm
I don't. I
trying
just
to
look.
throw you a
I
lifeline.
look and I
I'm
watch. And I'm
trying
like,
to
ooh.
help you. Stop talking about geography, please. We gotta move on.
That's pretty crazy.
There's a lot of important things to get to this week. There's a lot of
Hold on.
important things
Before
to
we
get
move
to
on,
this week.
hold that thought for 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Okay.
Swing. Turn down your gain a little bit.
The game time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He raises it
What about
every day
now?
for some reason.
Is it better now?
You need markers on your shit. It is better, but you need to put some markers on that shit so it can be the same every time we do
Do you
it.
change it? Well, why do you change
All
it?
jokes aside, I'm being dead serious right now. I did not just change my game. Nothing changed. I swear.
Since
like I
the
swear
last
on
time we
my
did a podcast?
life. I swear on my life, nothing changed.
Well,
because the knob was at as low as it could be. And I tried to move it and nothing happened.
Oh my God! There's switches.
you
Kingston,
sound like-
Kingston. There
when
are
I-
switches. There are switches on your mic. There's one for -20 and
I
there's
haven't
one for
touched
0.
anything on my mic. I don't touch my mic. I
Okay.
just turned it on. But is it better now?
Cut to a
Is
compilation.
it
is
of,
better what
better.
you just said?
Cut to a
better.
compilation of every time Kingston's ever touched his mic on the podcast, and it's like a 10 to 20 minute long straight video of like every
I
single
don't
individual moment of him
alter
touching
my
his mic.
microphone. How about okay?
I know. Listen, no, No, it's all right. You don't have to know where Greece is. I know what you're saying in the sense that ancient Greece and ancient Rome are like vaguely like aesthetically adjacent to each other, especially in like
You can just interchange it for me, especially when I was little.
They're similar in many ways.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
They're just white niggas that did shit in the past, and they don't matter anymore in the modern world. That's all it is.
Yeah. You're sure. I only know. I only know what the Lakers are.
People are there.
Ruined it. You're like a sponge for timing. You just absorb all the time. Listen, we're fucked. Everything's fucked about this episode. What are we going to talk about? Did somebody die? Somebody get assassinated? I feel like somebody got assassinated.
I think it was Harry Truman. I don't know.
Yeah, Harry Truman got assassinated.
Yeah. Harry Truman.
Rest in peace, Harry Truman.
Now, I'm pretty sure he died.
Didn't somebody die? Didn't somebody die this week? Somebody. Well,
no,
it doesn't matter. I guess. Sorry, person who died.
I think Neil deGrasse Tyson
died?
Is officially dead. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Rest in peace.
Yeah, he was actually he was strangled by a dark matter force that we yet to understand exactly, but there was footage of it happening.
Yeah, that's
he was asphyxiated, but nobody actually understood why it was happening.
Neil deGrasse Tyson found asphyxiated by ethereal hand.
Yeah,
in the center of Brooklyn.
He was killed by a black person. Just another black person killed him. That's it. This dark forces killed him. It was a black guy wearing all black at nighttime. Just choked him.
Yeah, and they killed him in the Hayden Planetarium. I don't know. Just everything.
Fun fact: he's from the Bronx. He's from right where I grew up, actually.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he's a New Yorker.
He's from the Bronx.
I don't know why I knew that.
I didn't know he was half Puerto Rican too.
What?
He's half Puerto Rican.
What are you talking about? Shut up. That. Neil deGrasse Tyson?
He literally is.
Yeah, okay.
You can have a Puerto Rican mom and have an American name. You can't.
Shit.
You dumb motherfucker. That's the dumbest.
Fucking can't.
His mother's literally a Puerto Rican woman.
Kingston.
His mother's a Puerto Rican woman.
Listen, you're going to tell me what you're saying right now is that our friend Smokey is Hispanic. You're going to say that to me?
In fact, yes, more than both of us. More than both of us. She can speak Spanish.
That's not what that means.
It's a huge point of it, though. She's from there, but no, that's serious. His mom is a Puerto Rican woman who lived in the Webster Projects in the Bronx. I was watching like something random on TikTok, and he pulled up and he was like talking about his childhood. And his mom is like a Puerto Rican lady that came from Puerto Rico.
Neil deGrasse Tyson was never a child. First off, big problem there.
That either.
He's always been
inconsistencies, large inconsistencies there. He was never.
You put like a photo of Neil deGrasse Tyson in the first grade, and it's just him as he exists today.
I would not be okay with that. Even if he was the most non-bothersome child ever, I'd be like, "That's a grown man."
No, but he's only 6.
My kid can't learn correctly with him there.
He's only 6.
But he's 8. He's 8.
No. He was born. He was born that size.
Where'd he come from? Who was he born from? Was he born from a thing, or was he born from a person?
He was born from like some cosmic thing, I imagine. That's why he's so interested in the cosmos. That's why he's just trying to find out where he came from. That's his whole quest.
Could you imagine? He's just like a traveler, and he's trying to figure out where he belongs. But he's stuck on Earth until he figures that out. Poor guy. That would suck. Yeah. Imagine being an alien getting stuck on Earth, bro. That would be rough. So balls.
It's not even alien. Like, imagine being like a cosmic like force and being stuck in like a mortal frame on this planet. Like, that's got to be.
Like, I'm not. Man, they're so stupid, dude. Everything sucks here.
But we were talking a little bit before the show, and before Kingston confused two very, very separate countries. We were giving a little bit of shit about it, and it's okay because like I really don't know a lot either. To be honest, we were talking a little bit before the podcast where like I only know what the Lakers are because of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Sincerely, I have no idea. I had no idea up until maybe 4 or 5 years ago that the Lakers were like a basketball team at all. Like they had no impact on me at all, even slightly.
It's just weird to like it's almost to me it's almost like you have to go out of your way to just not know certain pop culture references.
I know.
Like it's like the fucking that.
It's the
that
same
guy
thing. It's the
that's
same
like,
thing with John.
I've never seen Star Wars before, and it's like not even in passing. Like fuck, man.
I didn't see Star Wars until 2017. And the
That's
reason
what I
did-
mean. That's
and the
you
reason-
literally are that guy.
No, but the reason I never saw it is because I saw so many versions of it, and I feel like I absorbed it through
but
osmosis.
see, that's exactly my point. Of like the fact that you just didn't see any Lakers adjacent shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
I
very
just-
strange, but like I don't know. It's you amaze me a lot of times when you just say like, and you're like I've known you long enough to know you're not lying about that. You're just that kind of guy where you could truly not absorb things you don't care about, even by mistake.
Look, fair enough. Maybe like, okay, you don't know the Lakers or something like that, but I imagine you've heard of like the biggest stars like Kobe Bryant, or maybe you heard. Obviously, you've heard of Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I knew that
Shaquille
Michael
O'Neal.
Jordan and
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant. I knew that Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kobe Bryant were basketball players. I knew that.
Right. So like
Okay.
that's fair play. Because if it was
But that's
beyond
about
that,
it.
then I would.
Yeah, if I
Imagine
was
you
like-
knew Michael Jordan. Imagine you knew Michael Jordan for playing baseball instead, like genuinely. You're like Michael Jordan. You mean a baseball
He
player?
did do
It's
that.
like no,
And-
but
and
that'd be
you know
so
what's wild? For
insane
some
if you
reason-
did.
For some reason, I know that. Also, like
You know
I
what team
know
he
that
was
he
on?
played
Is that
baseball.
only because of? Is that only because of?
Space Jam,
fuck,
probably.
was the Space Jam? Space Jam.
No, I
think
think
it was only
no,
because
no,
of
no.
that?
I don't think it's because of Space Jam. I think it's although clearly that's in Space Jam. I don't really remember it all that well, but I think it was a bit in some comedy, some stand-up comedy thing that I saw. Like there was a bit about Michael Jordan doing a brief stint in baseball and like not doing well, and that's how I know that he did baseball. is because
Derek,
of
you
a
know what team
joke.
he was on?
You
Michael
know what?
Jordan?
I actually. So I'm assuming he was on the White Sox.
He was on the White Sox. Yes, you're right.
See,
Yeah,
I wouldn't
He
even
was on the
I wouldn't
White
even
Sox.
be able
He
to
sucked.
make
He
an
was
assumption.
horrible. He was
Why did he do that? Why did he
I
do
only
that?
because he
Because
wanted to
there's-
try something different. You know.
You know what I think it is? I think it's like he probably got it in his head. Like there's other athletes that are just talented at a bunch of shit. Like Allen Iverson. He said that he believes that he was better at football than basketball, but basketball made more sense. Obviously, you make more money, blah, blah, blah. So it's one of those things where his ego's so big, he's like, I'm sure I could crush baseball. How hard could it be? And then he realized it's like, there's levels, there's differences. Stick ball versus, I don't know, it is kind of weird because hand-eye coordination is really fucking important. So it is kind of bizarre that he sucked dick at baseball. Now that I think about it.
I don't know
That is
about
kinda
suck
weird.
dick. It's just that like you could just not have like the skill sets are not the same. They're just not
Yeah,
the same.
being
They're
that
some of them,
big-
some of it crossovers,
being-
but not really.
I know,
not a
like,
ton of
say,
it.
well, I would say the hand-eye coordination is a big part of, like, say, hitting the ball, but I guess maybe him just not anticipating the types of pitches, right? Because all you gotta do is throw the ball in the hoop versus motherfuckers are throwing, like, these screw balls and these crazy-ass things, and you just, like, I don't know how to deal with
basketball
this
is
shit.
athleticism. Basketball's a lot of athleticism opposed to baseball. Though it takes athleticism to its degree, it's a lot of skill. It's a lot of skill involved in baseball. You got to be able to like hit where you need to hit parts of the batting to make contact. Because I played baseball and I was horrible at it. Then I played basketball and I was good at it.
Yeah. Baseball is very
Right,
technical.
I think I explained like pretty well what the difference is like
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the defense versus like why Hanak imagine if the hoop was moving. I think it would be a completely different fucking game, right?
Oh yeah,
There'd be a lot of people that would not be
That sounds
good
sick,
at it
by the way.
anymore.
That sounds fucking
sounds
awesome. I would absolutely watch that.
horrible. Yeah,
Basketball,
yeah.
basketball where the
Terrible
hoops
time.
are constant. That sounds fucking disorienting and awesome. I love that.
That sounds
No, you know what it is?
It's the next
You know what
level.
it is? You know what it is? It's the hoop moving around the court. So like both hoops are like rotating.
It's just always
and like,
moving.
oh
Wait,
my
did you
God.
like
Middle, you get the
accidentally
most
score
points.
on your opponent's fucking hoop on accident because
Yeah.
there's like two?
Yeah, 'cause
So
you just-
you're
you just think-
not paying attention.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they meet in the middle, you get double points. When it meets in the middle, and you get it both
Oh
hoops
yeah,
at
yeah,
once,
yeah, yeah. They
you
cross
get double
over.
the
That's
points.
so stupid.
we should invent a sport I feel like the three of us, if we put our heads together, we could invent the next like fucking killer sport. We could do it.
I think that'd be fun, but insane.
Kind of, you know what's kind of insane? Are there any new sports? You know what I mean? Like new ones?
Well, yes, but it's also a lot of people don't consider the sport the power slap shit. That's
that
new.
Shit's not
that's
new.
New-ish.
It might be new, but that's not new. You know,
it's not even no. As far as it being a sport,
yeah, like
just like
new,
yeah, it's like as far as it being a sport and being fucking sanctioned. Dana White getting his greasy ass fucking hands all on this shit now.
He did.
Yeah, he fucking has a power slap league that I think has a deal with TBS or something.
Have you seen?
And he claims.
Yeah, sorry, continue. My bad. Continue.
No, I'm good. I'm just talking shit about power slap.
Have you seen the bare knuckle brawling league that like might actually become sanctioned?
Okay, bare knuckle FC is actually. I kind of like the vibe, but also I'm not really a fan of because like big names are getting involved. Like say,
I know.
So Mike Perry is like the shit of it right now. He's a former UFC fighter. And then Luke Rockhold, who was a former middleweight UFC champion, just fought him just a few weeks ago. It was a big fucking deal.
I didn't see the fight, but I heard about it, and it was...
It's getting way more respectable. Now, I gotta say, as far as that being a sport, like, because it's not that much different than boxing other than there's more cuts, I'm actually not a fan of the blood aspect. I don't care about that. Like, there's a lot of people that want to see the gashing.
I'm not a fan of the way their hands look afterwards, bro.
Their hands don't look as bad as the face,
bro.
Their hands don't look as bad as their faces.
I think they got.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Look here's the thing. This is a lot. It's just like rugby versus American football. When you're completely protected, you can hit harder, so you can get injured a lot faster. Versus when you have your hands or bare knuckle, you're not throwing with all your might because your hands aren't protected.
Yeah.
So it doesn't take that much for the bone to cut motherfuckers' faces.
It's the same thing with what is it, football,
harsh.
right?
I was watching it and I was like, this
not
is
football.
yeah,
It's the same thing. It's the same thing between football and rugby, where like
I just said that.
I agree. I mean, I just
reiterated. What is this? I just said that. I'm reiterating. All right.
Okay. Well, it didn't sound like you were reiterating. It sounded like you literally didn't hear what I said.
No, I'm reiterating.
I don't know, man. Even MMA for me is like MMA at times is just like this is like. It's changed a lot from what it was, you know, than watching MMA with my dad in like 2004 and the shit I would see, like a person Chris's size against a guy the size of Harvey fighting each other back when UFC was a sideshow attraction. And it's gotten much better. And I think that can get much better too. But it just looks, I've seen some people's hands that look like a Lego kid built a hand based off of memory. And it's just like that.
You
looks
might be
horrible.
seeing some stuff that's like not done by professional fighters.
Probably
just
not.
Like brawling retard. Guys that are they're getting paid $500 to do it. Versus like these guys are getting paid $100,000 to do
Here's
it.
$25 in a Slim Jim. Go knock this motherfucker out, bro.
How much would you legitimately? Let's say, for example, Francis Ngannou, right? So he signed to a new promotion, and people were saying this, and I actually believe them because I actually think this myself. He signed to a new promotion, and he said his opponent, whoever his opponent's going to be next year, has a guarantee of getting $2 million. And I saw in comment sections people saying, I'd fight Francis Ngannou for $2 million. And I thought about it. I was like, well, I would too, because what would happen, you would get punched, and then you would get knocked out, and then you'd have $2 million.
I mean,
and that's kind of a sick trade-off.
But as hard as he hits, I can't
he
get
could
into
kill
the ring.
you, sure.
I can't get into a ring with someone that hits as hard as him with any like means of confidence that I'm gonna be okay after the hit. That's the problem for me.
You know you're not winning. You're getting a huge bag.
I understand that, but
$2 million
money is not worth your life. That's the thing. And I'm pretty sure you're going to live. You're very likely going to live. Like, let me clarify this as well.
The odds are you're going to live.
You're
That's the whole thing.
very likely going to live. You know.
So take the idea of you dying out of it.
What if he hits you? What if he hits you so hard?
With someone that hits like that, you can't actually.
Hold on. What if he hits you so hard that you forget who you are and you just kind of become like an idiot?
Yeah, like I'm not risking that, dude.
See, the idiot thing I don't like. If I forget who I am, that's fine. I just don't want to be an idiot.
You don't mind.
Like, I'm be honest. That's not the worst thing. Isn't that just like kind of being reincarnated? How bad is that? How bad could that be?
You gotta
That's
restart
kind of
life.
interesting, isn't it?
You gotta be
That's kinda interesting,
reincarnated
isn't it?
into a 30-year-old
you can do that.
body. It's like the worst.
You're not
possible.
reincarnated in a good point. You're just reincarnated into
It's
whatever
like
you
a
are
movie.
currently at
Did
that
you guys
moment.
see? Did you guys see fucking volume 3 of Guardians? Did you
No,
guys see
not
that?
yet. No, I haven't seen it.
God.
It's
damn.
okay. I'm not gonna
Very
see it.
good.
I don't care. It's fine.
Okay,
It's
I'm
very
gonna say
good, actually.
spoilers. Fucking, if spoilers anybody, close your fucking ears for 2 seconds. I'm not editing this out. Gamora, she was reincarnated essentially. It's just her past self before she knew Star-Lord or any of them niggas. And so it's like, kind of like that, where Star-Lord is living through, this bitch don't remember nothing of me. This is bullshit. So I'm like, that'd be interesting. Now, I wouldn't know that the perspective is interesting because I am
That's the thing.
amnesia motherfucker,
yeah.
but.
Do you
But
think
it's
people
still kind of like
do you
how
think,
that's not that bad though.
No,
isn't
but
it?
what I'm saying is like, do you think people with Alzheimer's feel really cool about like every day they wake up and it's like, ooh, it's
Yeah.
a nice little reincarnation? Like, I don't think they feel that way.
No, but see, I feel like that's way worse because it's spurts of going in and out, and then you're recognizing your Alzheimer's and your senility or whatever the fuck it is, versus you're
can't
just
wait to
a
be
blank
senile.
slate. You don't know anything.
I don't know. My grandma has dementia.
You can't
and
wait to be senile.
Yeah, dude. Look, I have first-hand knowledge. My grandma has
here's the
dementia,
thing.
and she
The
says it's
second-
the worst
second-
experience ever.
Shut up. The second I get old enough, the second I
Fuck you,
look
no.
even
I'm making. I'm
slightly-
talking about.
No,
You're
fuck
so
you.
stupid.
No, fuck
You're
this.
dumb.
No.
You're so that's so dumb.
No,
Chris.
I want the entire audience to notice. Fucking Sweetie's like, oh, I'm sorry, Derek. I'm sorry I interrupted you. Please continue. And then immediately just talking the fuck over me. I don't know if it's a black thing.
Because I said something in passing, and you just told me "fuck you." You just told me "fuck you" randomly. I said something
because it's like the ninth time this has happened. Like fucking, it's like,
No,
oh, I'm sorry,
it's
Derek.
because
I'm
you're-
so sorry.
it's
I'm sorry.
because-
I'm so sorry to step upon your toes. I'm so fucking sorry. Please accept my humble little apology. It's like holy, and I'm speaking, and he's like talking over me. I thought we had a
Sorry.
Hispanic lineage at least. I thought at least we
Sorry,
had like a Hispanic
Farrakhan.
link that you
I'm
would
sorry.
respect.
There's a lot of Farrakhan lately. My apologies.
You're fucking
We
crazy.
are the nation.
You don't wait.
Let's go.
No, but Kingston,
Let's
you don't
go.
want to. You. I understand you have like a history with, or like you understand dementia better than I do. Fair enough. However, I don't. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
So I'm
So
looking forward to it.
it's funnier. It's funnier for you.
Well,
Fair point, fair point.
It is a little funny. Well, to me, it's like
Yeah.
the second I even look like I could be like dementia ridden. The second I get that amount of age in my face, you know what I mean? Like there's like a you know how in Richard Lewis, you know how in Curb Your Enthusiasm,
Yeah.
Richard Lewis
I
aged
just-
horribly, and like there's a point in like some season where he looks like way older. The second I start to get that age in my face, I'm gonna start pretending. Like sincerely, like, because I know I'm gonna get away with it. And everybody's
That's
gonna
funny.
understand.
That's funny. At that moment,
I'll
it's
do it.
funny. But the experience of it is
Yeah.
not hilarious. It's not hilarious at all.
Oh
That's
no,
all it
nothing's
is.
hilarious,
Yeah.
really.
Guys, does Richard Lewis to you look a little bit like Jon Stewart, or is that like just me?
What are you saying?
They both had the similar kind of hair. That's about it.
Wait, who?
Yeah, is that it? Like
That's it. John
Richard
Lewis and Richard Lewis.
and
Jon
John
Stewart.
Lewis. Wait, Jon Stewart. Jon
Yeah.
Stewart.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
John Stewart and Richard Lewis. I mean, they're
Yeah.
both. I mean, they're both just older Jewish guys.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
What? That's
Is,
this is real.
is,
It's real.
is what you
I
call
don't
it
think it's
Jewish? Is Stewart Jewish?
They're
I feel. Of course. He
absolutely,
is.
Of course, he's on TV.
absolutely.
He's on television. Of course he is. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What his uncles got him that job? What are you talking about? He's on TV. He tells jokes. That's a Jewish nigga, man. That's a
You
Listen,
are being anti-Semitic.
I will say the
I mean, it's
second. The
Semitic. What do you mean,
second.
Semitic?
So, oh wait, I do want to talk about this.
Oh, what
I went
happened?
to I went
What
to
the
an
fuck happened?
I went to an open mic super recently. Like it was because Katie wanted to go, and I was like, yeah, let's go see an open mic. And it was like it was a Saturday night open mic at Flappers Comedy Club, and it was the saddest thing I have ever seen. Like it was like so mesmerizingly depressing. And it's because it's just all of these. It's all the. I will say there was one guy who killed it. One guy absolutely nailed it. Some black dude talking about Zelda. He got the whole fucking room laughing. But everybody else was talking about like, yeah, I'm fucking sad. My mom's dead, and I'm a loser, and I jerk off alone, and I'm fucking just so sad. And then it was just like I was sitting there staring with a huge smile on my face because I just couldn't believe that this is like, I understand that there's like a necessity for like self-deprecation in comedy. Like I get that. Like, but like, holy shit. Like you gotta chill. If there's anybody in the audience like going to open mics and going like, I'm a fucking loser and I'm fucking gonna kill myself tomorrow, like maybe don't do that. Maybe don't do those bits. You know, it's because it brings
don't do those
the
bits,
whole
but do what
fucking
you said
room
you're
down.
gonna do. You know.
It was so
Don't
funny
do the
too
bits,
because it
but
was
do
like
what you said you're gonna do.
it was so quiet, and then like when the set ended, like when everything ended, all the comedians kind of gathered. I heard them talking at the bar, and they were like, "Hey man, you know it's you come in here is the gym, you know, come in here, that's the gym, you know, it's not always gonna go that well, it's just flexing your muscle." And it's like, that's true, but also like, you know, maybe relax.
Let them
Maybe
be, Chris.
cool it
That's
with the.
That's a stupid thing to say. I don't know.
I do kind of. I do
Let
kind
them
of get
be,
it.
let
I
them
understand
be,
where they're
man.
coming from.
Well, they do consider it the same way. That's why they always say, "Oh, I'm working out my sets. I'm working out my sets. I'm working them out." And I'm like, "Yeah, I understand I understand. I gotta be honest, man. I gotta be real. I love stand-up comedy. I fucking hate the culture. I can't stand it. It is." I float around it quite a bit, especially with the podcast to listen to and all this fucking bullshit. And there is so much. It's just awful. So much gatekeeping, too many fucking clicks, more than like anything that I've been a part of before. It's like you hear about people in like metal scene, they're like super elitist and all this shit. They suck compared to like comedy snobs, man. And obviously it's not fucking everybody. There's a bunch of cool ass people in the scene. But it's just weird, man, and like I've encountered some of that shit myself, and I've seen even people that we're friends with on YouTube try to dip their toes into that, and then immediately get fucking snubbed by other comedy people that have existed. And I'm like, yo, fucking chill, man. We're all just trying to make people laugh. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Nah, dude,
Yeah,
you're
it's
not
weird,
my friend.
dude.
You don't know Joe
It's
Rogan.
weird.
You can't be here. You don't know Joe Rogan. You can't be here. You're not allowed.
Yo, you know,
in this place.
I got the funny. I got restricted on Instagram. You know, if you restrict somebody, like you're basically in a void. It's almost like getting muted, right?
Yeah.
So I found out I got restricted by Tom Segura because
Of course you did.
we were kind of so we were like cool before. Like I would talk to him every once in a while, and like everything was fine. And then I guess I overstepped, but I was trying to be genuine. This was when I first got my Twitter suspended. What was this, like 2-3 years ago? I think whatever. But like I was desperate, and I was like, fuck, man. I know Joe Rogan would be able to help me if he knew about my situation, but I only talk to Joe Rogan on Twitter. So I asked fucking Tom. I'm like, hey man, like I talked to Joe every once in a while on Twitter, blah blah blah, got suspended. I just want to know if you could just literally just shoot him a message and tell him, hey, could you just fucking hit me up on Instagram? That's it. Like, I wasn't trying to be like, oh, I'm assuming he thought I was just trying to weasel my way in, and he had no context that, like, I fucking know him and was scheduled to be on the podcast and all that shit. See, instead of, like, ignoring me or whatever, he restricted me, and I only found out because I left a comment under one of his pictures, whatever, it doesn't mean anything. I went to my personal account that I almost never use, versus my, my main, the YouTube shit. And then I noticed that my comment was not visible from my main account. I was like, what the hell is that comment? It's not even there. By chance, I noticed that. So then I left another comment on my main one and figured, I was like, this bitch fucking restricted me. I didn't even, it wasn't like I was harassing him. I sent him one fucking message. And then I was like, damn.
Yeah, it's a jump the gun moment for sure on his part.
It was a little weird.
So
I was like,
funny.
yeah, fair enough. I was like, fair enough. I mean, it's not like he didn't owe me shit. He's huge fucking big time. But I just like, damn. I would have think maybe, I don't know, man. It's whatever. I've literally never talked about this publicly before because it was just kind of like, oh, what the fuck? But now I'm just like, cathartically like, what the fuck, man?
That's so funny.
Why'd you do that?
That's funny.
That's weird.
I love
people
that.
are strange. People are strange. It's such a weird culture of people being like, I'd rather put you down than help you.
I mean, look, if from
I don't think it was
fair,
putting
like,
him down
if
necessarily.
I thought,
it's just kind of weird.
I'd rather
It's just
not
more
help
of a-
you.
I guess he just thought that, like, I don't know, because I guess I think of it in a way that one time there was a YouTuber that had like a bunch of stuff leaked, right? A bunch of like, and then somebody was like, "Hey, could you message like and let them know that?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, it was like one of those
that
things. I was
happens
like, "What the
sometimes.
fuck is this?"
You get messages.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I
I
was
think
kinda
I
like,
think I know
but-
what you're. I think I know what you're talking about. Where I'm just like, you don't.
Exactly.
You don't need to
And
tell
it's like,
me
what-
these things.
Right.
I don't need to.
And it wasn't
I'm not,
like I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think we're talking about the same thing.
Alone.
But so yeah, we're definitely talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
And it that guy, I guess maybe he saw me as that guy, but I thought maybe he understood I'm not that, because he knew I was a fairly decent sized YouTuber. Like, Tom knew that about me, so I would think that we've gone in the same circles of fucking like all that Peterson like I just thought maybe he knew.
Yeah,
I didn't try to plead my case like, hey, let me prove to you that which is actually I felt well, go ahead.
I do have to say, like, I if I got a message like that, the way that I reacted to it depends entirely on like when I open that message. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm like, if I see that message and I'm like going to bed, I'm like, I'm not gonna respond to this. You know, like, I'm not gonna. I'm so tired. Or like if I'm feeling pretty good and it's like the middle of the day, I got nothing to do, I'm eating lunch or whatever. Yeah, maybe. You know, it's like I find that oftentimes a lot of reactions are just pure. Like well, this is true for everything. Everything is timing. Literally every single thing. And so I don't know. I don't think Tom Segura is an asshole.
That is a very good point about that. I don't think that either. He seems like a very nice guy. I will say, I guess
it's a funny
normally
reaction,
maybe
though.
I wouldn't have even done that. It's just a little extra, like, where I expected him to just leave me on red. Like anything else,
Yeah.
I tell people, as far as like me doing music, I do music, and then I want to work with some people that I normally think I would never be able to. So I say this. Shoot them a message. If they don't respond, you're in the same position you are in. It doesn't matter, right? You're not expecting them to respond, so might as well just shoot them a message. See, maybe they do. Like, it's actually worked. It's worked a couple of times. So I thought maybe it was going to be the same scenario. Not like, oh, fuck this guy, block or mute kind of a thing.
Now report, block report.
I've thought that a lot about.
He reported me.
I've had that exact same feeling about Hugh Laurie, the actor, the guy who plays House. He's been following me on Twitter for years, and I've always wanted to get him just him to do like just a voice. I think I might just use AI to do it now, but like the fact that like
yeah.
But like
That's
he
so fucking hilarious.
But like the thing for me was like I would mess because he follows me. I'm convinced it's an accident, although I'm not 100% sure. I'm like 50-50.
There's no way. There's no
because
way.
He follows some other
There's no
people.
way.
But also, I don't think he's like a Twitter active person. You know what I mean? It's probably his like assistant doing it. So like to me, it's like, so if I reach out to Hugh Laurie, I might lose that follow because then the assistant's gonna be like, oh, what the fuck is this? Like, what is this doing? And I'd rather have the follow with no interaction than interaction and lose that follow. I know it's super stupid. It's really fucking dumb.
You know what I think though, honestly?
What?
From what I kind of understand about people's egos that are very like famous, they usually expect you to reach out to them. I think more likely that, because I mean, even had somebody like we were all surprised that like say Josh Barnett knew about, like, he knew lore about you.
That
and
is
shit.
surprising, yeah.
And
It's true.
And so it's one of those things where it's like he just existed but never said a fucking word, I guess. There is a possibility that that Dr. House is fucking, he stumbled upon your videos and like, oh, that shit's fucking hilarious. I mean, maybe he saw some of your musicals.
I don't know. That's
like,
scary.
That's
That's scary to. I don't know. To me, it's like I don't think.
Hey, pussy.
I don't think.
Hey, pussy. Why didn't you message me? Why didn't you message me, pussy?
Why didn't you message me, you dumb bitch?
I don't think
Fuck
Hugh
you,
Laurie
fuck's wrong
is.
with you?
I don't think Hugh Laurie is
Think
sitting
you
in
better than me?
in his British flat or wherever the hell he lives. And
What does he
thinking,
sound like when he's not doing hot house? Is it like, oh? He's like, yeah, baby,
it's
yeah.
very no,
Is
it's
he
very
like, how is
it's
it?
it's very. He becomes Austin Power. No, it's shockingly like your first attempt at an impression. That first one.
Oh yeah, he's like posh. He's like,
It's very
I'm
posh.
That's
Hugh
so
Lloyd.
fucking crazy. You think he sounds like Austin Powers? That's fucking bananas, dude.
I mean, let's be real. All British niggas sound like Austin Powers, other than like the royalty. Like there's like all the
don't, bro.
Like if you're a Scouser, you're basically you're Austin Powers.
I can tell you all the variations of their voices.
Go ahead.
There's sounding like Tom Holland, the ones that sound pretty American. There is the people that sound like what's another British guy that has a very particular voice?
Like Stephen Fry.
There's just the tea sipping niggas,
Yeah,
the
like one
Tories
of those,
that
like
just,
the very proper ones. Then there's the black British people, the ones that sound like KSI or Idris Elba. There's a spectrum. You sound like Idris Elba and you sound like a human, or you sound like KSI and you sound like somehow an African parrot learned how to speak English.
Oh my god.
And then,
One of my
that's all the accents.
one of my
Deji!
that was so
Dejiman!
loud. Oh god, that's so loud. Fucking Deji. That's such a
Dejiman.
that accent exact. If you, I'm gonna be, this might sound mighty ignorant. I'm gonna say it anyway because I think it's
the last minute or two.
I believe it to be true.
Ignorance. Come on, go
I
ahead.
believe it to be true. Every single person I've ever heard with that exact accent, that same accent, no matter what the voice, if you just gave me their voice saying something, I would not be able to place the person at all. Like it truly sounds exactly the same to me. Like it's the
That's pretty great.
It is the only thing that sounds purely like you're all one person. Like that Deji accent.
What do you mean, bro?
DJ. What? Oh yeah, DJ. What is he? Comedy shots. Wait, what did he do?
Comedy shots came here.
Hey guys. Hey guys. Comedy shots came here.
That's vintage. That is vintage.
I forgot
YouTube.
about that shit.
I
I'm
forgot
so
about that shit.
mad. I'm so frustrated. That video is so
I forgot
funny,
about that
dude.
entire. Hey, he would do the head tilt. I remember because I did a joke in a
Yeah,
video where like
yeah,
I
I forgot
broke my neck in it. Hey guys, comedy shorts, here. Oh fuck! You know what's funny? Like,
Oh
this
my
is,
God.
it's kind of like a recent story. This might be a little bit lost, but like one of my exes who's like from a long time ago, still friends to this day. But her dad was over recently, and we're all cool with her dad. Like he's hilarious. He's this British Jamaican guy, and he's got like that accent. He's like very like just a very hostile guy, but I love. He's awesome. But we were drinking scotch or whatever, and he was telling me, it's like, hey man, it was like 10 years ago that I last really like saw him, or like that's when like me and this person were dating. He was like, hey man, you said you were gonna play me guitar. You said you were gonna teach me guitar. You never taught me guitar. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, yeah, 10 years ago you said you were gonna teach me guitar. I bought a guitar. Fucking, you never taught me, man. And I'm like, dude. We
Sorry.
broke. Your daughter and I broke up. Like I wasn't gonna go to your house and teach you
Afterwards,
guitar.
teach you.
Like if he's like, hey, I hope. Can you imagine? You break
knock
up
on the door.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I understand. I understand. I'm here. I'm just here to teach your dad guitar. And I'm gonna be here like
Once
once
at
a
a
week.
time, I'm gonna get out of your hair, man. I'm not gonna be here very long. Sorry. Are you ready, man? He comes down. He's like, yeah. He comes out with his guitar all happy. Yeah, we're gonna learn.
That's fucking weird, dude. But I imagine that exact same scenario has happened multiple times because people are fucking like, people are just.
If I was
some people
writing,
just man.
if I was writing a TV
Just
show,
awkward.
if I was writing a TV show of some kind, I would put the scenario exactly the same, except I would have taken the offer to teach him guitar, and then that would have been a whole fucking scene. But
yeah,
I can't.
what?
I can't. I hate how often scenarios that people would never believe are thrusted upon people I know, and I have to hear them. And it's like, oh, you wouldn't believe what happened to me today. Like, one of our friends, Paul, he is the prime example of, like, this person lives a life that can't be real, but I know he exists, so this has to happen. Every, like, 3 weeks, something outrageous happens to him.
Yeah, but he has a
And
job
he just
that
has to roll with the punches.
It's because his job it is so serious that we probably shouldn't even talk about it. Like, I kind of low-key we shouldn't mention Paul, probably.
I'm not gonna mention what it is. I'm just saying, like, it's just...
We can keep this, but, like, we should get more specific because, like, I'll put it this way. When I found out that he had the authority to do what he has the authority to do, I was fucking blown. I was like, what? I went to high school with this dude. It's like, it would be like if you... Imagine if you were, like, dorm room mates with, like, Trump when he was president. You know, like, and like when he was president, you had to be like, damn, I saw this guy... Like, I watched this guy, like, pass out in the middle of a fucking stage presentation of Black Swan and, like, throw up all over his shoes, and he's the president now. It's like just a very bizarre... I don't even know what to call it. Like
I saw this guy cum his pants actually for real, and now he's leading the free nation actually.
When I think about some of the shit we did at, like, Joe's house, and, like, I think about where those people are, like, oh yeah, that guy's a lawyer now, and I had to step over his passed out body to leave his house because he was drunk and threw up all over the bathroom floor. You know what I mean? Like these insane, the juxtaposition of, like, the most hilarious out of pocket memories you have of somebody and then their highest achievements is, like, one of the funniest it's like one of the funniest
Wildest
juxtapositions
shit ever,
to me.
dude.
I love it. It's
Wildest shit ever.
you know what it is? It's kind of like it's how I felt about, like, Jalen probably, like, taking me to a Creator Clash. Right? Where it's like, oh, hey, I'm doing this Creator Clash thing. I'm, like, in a ring in front of 20,000 people. Like, millions of people are watching this. And I'm boxing. And this guy remembers me getting, like, alcohol poisoning and having to give me water in a fucking dog bowl because we had no
That
cups.
was so fucking funny. That was so fucking funny.
That
No one checked on you either, bro. It was so funny.
Yeah.
Dude, like, I checked on him. I was like, nah, he's good, man. He's good.
he's good.
Just let him sweat it
That's
out,
crazy.
dude. Just let him sweat it out. He made it. He's still here.
Yeah, I made it.
I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong. Just let him sweat it out, dude. Leave him in there. Let him sweat it out. In 20 minutes, he'll be back to normal.
It wasn't 20 minutes. It was like 15 hours probably. But, like, yeah.
You're still here, though. You're still
I
here.
did. I think I did. I think part of me did die that day, though. 100%. Like, there's part of me died that day. Alcohol poisoning is something else. Let me tell you.
It's terrible. It's poisoning.
Yeah, but, like,
poison.
but everything is poisoning, and so, like, sugar is
It's a
poison.
status affliction. Legit.
It is it's dude. I the headache that you have when you have alcohol poisoning is so intense that you feel suicidal for reasons that aren't even sad. Like, it's not even like I'm so sad I'm gonna kill myself. It's like, man, I really do. Like, if I could die right now, that would be, like, the ideal path forward than continuing in this state. Because your brain is you know? Your brain is you. Like, your body's like this little, like, fucking puppet that your brain moves around. But your brain is you. So when your brain hurts, that's as close as you could get to your soul fucking hurting. Like, in, like, a physical way. So it's like, it's not okay, man. It is crazy. Never did that again.
Dude, that's why I don't drink. I think that's why I don't drink anymore. Is I'm like, I don't like the feeling of feeling not good inside my own shell.
You don't have to drink to that point. That's like, that's insane.
Yeah, I just
like I genuinely have grown up and I'm just like, I don't like any substance. I don't have fun while I'm under influence. I'm under influence. I get into the point where I'm like, I just don't like being around.
I don't
anybody.
drink to, like, I don't drink to get inebriated. Inebriated. I like, say I'll have, like, we went out to some Japanese restaurant and then just had a beer and then some fucking lunch. You know what I mean? Like, I just do that, or had a cocktail at a steakhouse
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Like I'll drink a fruity flavored drink if it tastes good, but like drinking beer, like beer doesn't taste good. Why would I drink it?
Well,
you know?
it does to people.
I don't mind.
Yeah, to some people it tastes good. I'm like, all right, good for you, bro. You like the taste of piss with Hobbs in it. Fantastic.
I will say,
drink that.
I'm not a big IPA person. IPAs to me taste like piss. Like I don't understand.
IPAs is it literally. You guys, when pine cones start to fall, and you smell the fresh pine. It smells like it tastes like grinded up pine cones. I imagine that because it's now. I know what it's just extremely concentrated hops. It's disgusting, but like they needed to do that. Why India Pale Ale? Because to make the trip to India, they fucking really highly concentrated. Blah blah blah. Right?
Yeah.
And then people are like, "I like the way this fucking tastes." And I'm like, "You guys are fucking insane." And then I feel like I almost feel like those people are lying. But then there's people that love black coffee, and I feel like that's like one of the most bitter things ever. You know? There's people I just like my coffee black.
There's benefits to drinking black coffee, though. Like, you know, there's some benefits. Not worth enough. Not really worth enough for me. But like
that shit is so goddamn bitter. When it hits my tongue, I'm like, where is anything? Like I'll lick dirt and it'll taste better to me. Like, it has a little bit more. Like it has like some fucking some salty something that like
something from this.
I like.
I know people drink black coffee. I know
I drink black coffee.
My wife can fucking do it. Yeah, she can fucking just drink, and I'm just like, it's not like it's a preference, but she can do it, and I'm it's insane to me.
The thing to me, it's like honest. The thing to me, it's like I'll drink a black coffee. To me, is you have that to enhance the mood of a particular. Like for me, it's like a black coffee is an exclusively a diner thing. Like if I'm at a diner. I'm having coffee, you know, like a traditional coffee, because there's something about it that like feels right in a diner setting. If I'm home, I go like weeks without having coffee. Really, like I'm not really a coffee person at home. Or like if I'm at a friend's house and they make like an espresso or something, like I like an espresso because it works for me. It's like the only coffee that actually does what coffee does for other people, but it does for me. It's like it's great. Gotcha. But like if I'm gonna have coffee of my own volition, like freely, not at a diner. I'm going to get like a horchata cold brew or something. You know what I mean? Something that's like fucking delicious.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get like a fucking, I'm not going to get something that's purely utilitarian.
I understand your diner thing because it is even like, say, in pop culture, even in paintings, you see because it has to be dark though. Because if it's not dark, then what the fuck does it look like, right? So you have a dark coffee and the nice little swirl from the steam and shit. It looks nice. It feels nice. But it's just, my tongue can't take it.
Oh,
it's as simple as that. It's as simple as
drink it. I choose. I can drink it. I just choose not to drink it.
It's too bitter. It's so unappealing to me. Like I would take an IPA over black coffee, and
really?
I don't like IPAs. Yes.
No way. No way for me.
It's I don't know, man. Because there is some sweetness to an IPA. There's still some sweetness to a beer, even though it's bitter as fuck. I know what you mean.
I understand what you're saying. I don't feel that way, but I understand it, and it makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, it's just my taste. The way my taste buds are built, man. There's a lot of shit. Like I'm one of those people. People say cilantro tastes like soap to some people. It doesn't taste like soap to me. I would never say soap. But it tastes like it is an overpowering taste that ruins food for me. It's unfortunate because some of my favorite foods always have it.
Isn't the cilantro thing like a gene or something?
They say that it's genetic. I've literally never looked it up myself, but I just believed it because I'm one of those people that grew up around Mexican food and cilantro was fucking everywhere. And I was always annoyed that when I have cilantro, it just the food is ruined for me. Like say if I go to Chipotle, I can't have the fucking rice because it's cilantro lime rice, and it ruins the fucking food for me. Like it sticks out. The little flakes of cilantro sticks out on my tongue, and it's just overwhelming. It's overpowering.
That's how I am with cinnamon sometimes. Sometimes I can't have cinnamon on things. Sometimes I have cinnamon on things, but also makes me like I don't like some sort of like reaction where like I might be like a mild allergic reaction to cinnamon.
You might have.
Are you serious?
I learned that I have I learned that I have a sensitivity to eggs, man. I've eaten eggs all my goddamn life, and I just found this out 3 years ago.
I have that with fruit.
Which fruit? Like
a lot of them that I've tried. Like so bananas, bananas very specifically, apples. But what I don't understand about it is that like
what it is.
What's confusing to me about it is like, so what'll happen is like I'll bite into like a banana or like an apple, or oranges are fine. Don't know why. But
Is
I'll
it a
bite,
fructose thing? Like, is it like fruit sugar?
I don't know because
then
oranges
you wouldn't be able to do oranges though.
No, because I can eat an orange and it's no problem. I think I looked into it, and what I heard was that like it's a birch pollen allergy, and what happens is birch pollen gets into the fruit as it's growing, and then it's like primarily in the skin, which is why like I can have all of the fruits that I mentioned if I blend them and drink them. But like I don't know what the fuck that means. Like that's confusing to me. That if I blend it, I'm no longer. That would be like if you were allergic to cats, but if you blended a cat, you'd be fine. Like I don't understand that. Like
No,
I don't.
It's like if you're allergic to cats and you're around a dog. When it's around a dog and a cat, you'll be fine.
Look, I can
You
sound
know, it's
ignorant as
not
fuck.
like being blended a cat.
I mean, I can sound ignorant as fuck, but maybe blending it changes the chemistry of the thing that fucks with
Maybe,
you.
yeah, maybe.
Because-
I don't know what it is. All I know is that like whenever I bite into like a heart, like whenever specifically avocado, like gets me every time, like immediately. So I don't like avocado toast. That's why I don't like fucking.
What happens to you?
So what it is, it's like immediate itchiness, like an immediate itchiness in the gums, is what I have.
For me, it's the
Interesting.
tongue. For me, it's the tongue. If I eat cherries or avocados, so I never liked avocados, right? Because I ate avocados one time and I thought it was a pear because Caribbean people call it pears.
Oh.
You know, it's stupid.
Oh,
It's stupid
you're right.
as shit.
Yeah,
right?
you're right. Yeah.
My grandma calls them pears. She says it in Spanish. She
what
says
a
it in English.
that's such
She
a
says it in both
disappointing
and
bite.
English. And I was like, is this a pear? She's like, sí. And I was like, she was like, tengo hambres. And I was like, yeah, I'll eat one. And I ate it. And I bit into an avocado with the skin and everything on it. And she was like, no, that's not how you eat it. And I was like, what? And I started spitting it out. And I just didn't like it, right? Turns out years later, me and Lily were at like some place and we ordered breakfast burritos. She got one for me, one for her mom, one for herself. The one for her mom, I mistakenly took a bite out of, not knowing it had avocado in it. I took a bite. I was like, all right, this tastes fine. A little mushy. I was like, that's strange. Then my tongue started itching like bad. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I just threw up.
Oh, you threw up?
So it turns out, I think I developed an allergic reaction to avocados later on in life because I'm allergic to cherries now as well.
So
Like
you
I
might
can't have
have-
cherries. If I eat a cherry, my tongue starts itching and I get to throw up.
Yeah, you might have a similar thing to me then, because I used to fucking eat apples and like bananas, like straight up, no problem. I would take them to school. I would fucking, no issue at all. And then I think like when I was maybe like 18 or like that era, like late teens, I just couldn't do it anymore. Like I would get itchy in my gums, and it was like a lot of fruit, like orange is fine, mango fine. But it doesn't seem like there's like a logic to what. You know what I mean?
You're
Like,
talking about you're good with citrus fruit.
Yeah.
Like I can eat bananas, no problem. I love bananas. I've had apple like 2 days ago and I was fine as well. But for some reason, cherries, avocados, and what else makes me sick? Apples make my
guys
gums
should try,
tingle a little bit, but I can still eat them.
Those palate tests or whatever, where they test all these things. I did one. It didn't say anything about egg, because people usually put egg in the dairy section, but that's not actually a dairy, though.
No.
Right? It doesn't have any
Yeah.
lactose in it. So it's always interesting. But the thing is, I thought it was strange because I did one of those things because I wanted to see what I was allergic to. And so I am partially lactose intolerant. It was like high for on the everything else was normal. That was high. I've always known that. Well, I've known it since I was probably like 16, where I actually figured it out. When I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast before, but there was some crazy broad I had a little house party, a little kickback, and there was this girl just chugging milk from my fridge. And I was thinking, I just thought everyone was like me. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? You're gonna like shit your pants, because like she's just chugging milk, and she was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And that's when I realized that,
Was she annoyed?
I have a problem with.
Was she
I have a
annoyed
problem.
of some sort? Just chugging it?
I don't know what the fuck she was. She's fucking weird because like, who the fuck does that? Who goes to someone's house and just drinks all their fucking milk?
She drank all my fucking milk, dude. You go to
It
for
was
cereal in the morning?
So bizarre.
This bitch ate all my fucking milk.
We're having beer and she's drinking milk, dude. It was fucking so bizarre. But yeah, I learned that, and then I wonder this. This is the thing. Have I always been fucked up with eggs, or did I only just realize it recently, or did I like you guys? you feel like you develop something later in life, because I didn't have fucking seasonal allergies until I was 25 years old. I've literally never taken Claritin or any of that bullshit until I was 25,
I used to
bro.
have seasonal allergies. I don't have them anymore.
I wish I was that. I would love to have had them and then be fucking over them.
Really bad. The year before COVID, when me and Chris lived together, we lived in an apartment, and that year, the year before we moved, I don't know what happened, but I was crying all the time. My nose was congested. Now it's insane. Now it's I can sleep with the window open, you know, because I'm like, I like the fresh air.
You were just like having a little bitch fit. That's probably all that was.
I guess I almost died though a few times. A few times it got so bad I was just like, I can't see anything.
And you never took anything for it, did you?
No.
Bro, it took me, a guy, one of my friends I grew up with, it took him to explain this shit to me, because I didn't understand what was happening to me. I was all fucked up. My equilibrium was off. I had fluid in my ears. I thought I was like, I'm fucked up. And he's like, bro, take fucking Claritin. Or you just told me, take one of these things. And then it just changed the game for me. I was like, oh, so I have fucking allergies? What the fuck?
Oh, just walking around disabled instead of just being better off.
I just didn't know. If you go your whole life and then all of a sudden the shit just develops, how the fuck do you even know what the fuck it is?
Yeah.
And then none of the yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it started for me in like junior high school. I started developing allergies. Although I wasn't sure if I did, because like I lived in Yonkers, where like the New York City, the greater New York City area, and I spent a lot of time in like city area. There's not really a lot of trees, so like I never really like. Then we moved upstate where there's a lot of trees, and then I started fucking dying. So I'm not sure if I like always was allergic, because like the Central Park is still like a pretty decent amount, and like and Yonkers has some trees, so I don't know. It was like a weird, like it just happened. Pollen is the worst fucking thing to be allergic to, though.
Whew.
It's bad.
Fucking sucks.
So we've all established that you can develop allergies and sensitivities and shit later in life. Do you think you can develop varying degrees of your sexual orientation? Do you think you can be affected?
Like you become gay later on?
Yeah. So
I think what happens is that you're born gay, and you just figure it out later on. Not like you develop, but not like to activate. No, it's just figure it out. You're like,
say like no. Let me be a little bit more clear. So you've been fiending for that pussy, like just always. It's just as far as early as you can remember. But then you hit like, I don't know, you're 28 or some shit, and then all of a sudden you're like, that fucking man's ass is like looking like really good, and then you're like, what's going on here?
I think that's something that's always been there. I'm like, it's just been there. You just never paid attention because you were feeding for pussy too much.
Never noticed it.
You were going after pussy too hard. You never figured it out, and then eventually it's like, oh shit, I like man's butt too.
So to be clear, so you can't. So I turned 50 years
think
old.
You can. I don't think.
And all of a sudden, like penis is like.
I'm not making assumptions
delicious
right now.
Well, look.
Okay.
I would say you can. And the reason I say you can is because what's that story about the guy who got like hit in the head and then he could speak perfect Chinese? You know, like if
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
I don't want to believe it, but what the fuck?
To me,
I don't believe that.
That's not the literal story, but like the general kind of premise of the story that like I remember reading, where it's like, oh,
there's
if you
a handful of stories like that.
Yeah, you can get hit in the head so hard that your entire personality changes. So in my to me, it's like, yeah, why wouldn't I could see that easily happening.
Unlock something that never showed itself. It's like this entire time you've lived with say I lived with a Spanish speaking person when I was in elementary school, but I didn't really absorb any of that, but I probably did subconsciously. So maybe if I get hit by a 2x4,
same for me, because all the time when I'm like speaking Spanish, I'm thinking in my mind, like, when I'm like, oh, how do you say this word in Spanish? I know it starts with this letter. I don't know why it starts with that letter. It's because I've heard it my whole life.
Yeah.
So it's just in there. It just hasn't been allocated to a place it needs to.
We just need to get in a car accident, we get hit by something really hard, and
I've
then
gotten
we can
much
unlock
better
that
without
potential.
I've learned a lot of Spanish without having to get severe brain damage.
It's a shortcut, though.
It could also be a shortcut to, like, I don't know, accelerated dementia. So, like, I don't really want to figure that out.
I don't know, man. That's all right.
I learn to speak Spanish, but also get dementia at the same time. And it's like, hey, give and take,
Yeah. Just saying "ke" like a bunch of times because you don't know where the fuck you
K?
are.
K?
¿Qué? ¿Qué? How do
¿Dónde
you say
estoy?
yo soy
¿Dónde estoy?
penis verga
¿Dónde estoy mi? ¿Dónde estoy?
soy
¿Dónde estoy?
¿Dónde estoy? ¿De dónde es? ¿Dónde es mi?
how do you say who am I?
¿Dónde estoy?
Okay, all right, just making sure.
I think it's
like,
¿Dónde estoy, I think.
I can't confirm that at all.
I'm pretty sure it's ¿Dónde estoy.
Yeah, I literally don't know.
K
but yeah.
S me. That's a bad. That's what is it? That's that's like really.
That's like
That's
really
retard
literal
Spanish.
Spanish.
Yeah, it's retard
No,
Spanish.
it's ¿Quién estoy?
¿Quién?
Yeah, ¿Quién estoy?
Oh yeah, I mean I guess that does make sense.
So do you think if I get hit hard enough in like Japan, right? Like I just
It depends on where you at.
and then all of a sudden like I
That's so dumb.
Fluid check.
It's you know what it is? It's like you get hit really hard and then you have to like your brain like reboots, but it goes to the nearest server.
yeah.
So it's just like, oh, he's in Japan, clearly.
Domo arigato, samanusuke. Harakiri sabaku. Omae wa mushinderu.
You get hit in your head and depending on when you wake up. Hit me really hard in the head and wake me up in fucking Zimbabwe. You get hit in the head and you wake up and you get all the signals in the place.
How sick would that be?
It would not be
Everybody
sick.
trying
It'd be
man.
fun until someone gets
And then-
really hurt.
If you end up in like a gay orgy and you get knocked out, right?
You wake up.
Are you gay?
You wake up
do you
gay and
wake up, you're just
Republican.
Gay?
You get gay and Republican immediately.
yeah. You're like,
right.
I hate these guys, and then you start.
Let's
Slurping
move on to some
and
questions.
belching. Slurping.
yeah. All right, let's do it. Let's
move
do
on
it. I
to
hope the
some-
first question's from Lil Nig Planet.
It's not.
Oh,
Maybe we'll get to him. Waterboarding Santa with lime juice until I get my PlayStation 5 wrote
Nice.
in. He says, buenas noches. Hey, look at that. My question is, what is a piece of media that awakened critical thinking in you? For better or for worse? Also to Sweeney, you should do Creator Clash. Walk out to Gadio Active, get your ass beaten right after, ask Lily to marry you on stage. You're welcome.
that would be pretty epic, though.
That would be a pretty epic story.
I wouldn't want to get my ass beat though.
Oh yeah.
I mean, why not? Everybody loves an underdog.
That's true, but Chris, the thing is, again, what creature am I gonna fight? What being am I gonna make me fight?
Yeah.
They'll put a
fight
BAFTA in there.
Harley.
I was gonna have to fight. I'm gonna have to fight a slightly thin bear. A slightly thin, fucking fight Kuma.
A slightly thin bear.
Yeah, you'll find an emaciated bear.
That'll work out real well.
I'm like, I don't like this. It's still a bear. It has bear muscles. It doesn't have fat on it. It would kill me. I would die in a stage, and it'd be a waste of time.
A furless bear. A furless bear does not look as intimidating. So
No, they look scarier. In fact,
they look creepy, but I don't know about intimidating. There's something about the wideness of a bear that freaks me the fuck out. You know, like it's
I think
how wide a bear
skinny,
is. Like,
a hairless
Jesus
bear
Christ.
skin is like, why is it hairless? You know, like what happened to you? What kind of
It does look
mangy
more
ass
like- 'cause
bear are
if
you?
If you didn't understand what it was, that's why I think it's creepy, because it doesn't look like a bear anymore. So it's kind of creepy.
They look like
Like, it looks-
oddly built dogs.
Anyway, is there an answer?
What critical thinking?
A piece of media?
Yeah, anything that you saw that was like the first time that like you really thought critical. I'll go first because I mentioned it somewhat on the last episode, I think, but Spider-Man 3 for me. Spider-Man 3 was the first time that I remember being excited about something. Like going to see it or going to experience it and then walking out disappointed and realizing that was possible. Because before then I just didn't really have that idea. And then I was thinking like, what is wrong with it? Like what happened? And I started thinking like, oh yeah, it didn't live up to expectations because of this. And then I was looking and then it got me like starting to look into like that. Spider-Man 3 might be the main reason I'm into movies, actually. Because it was the first movie that I can remember being like, how did they make this, and why is this so bizarre and off? And I would watch like interviews with like the cast, and I would like, do all that shit. And it was the first time that I can remember really thinking like asking myself why I thought it was bad.
I guess for me it was like Arthur.
What?
That's gay.
Because it was just
that
like
mean?
that's like a show that constantly like you see people do things and you're like, all right, now would you like someone to do this back to you? And I'm like, nah, not really. It doesn't seem like it helped. And then it had like little resolutions at the end. Because I watched shows like that so much when I was a little kid. Of like shows where like people are like, the shows that try to teach little kids how to be decent people.
Yeah,
I just watched those all the time.
They're
So it's
lesson
like, all right.
cartoons.
Yeah, it's just like I guess I don't want to be a bad person because I watched Arthur and Spider-Man a bunch growing up. So I don't want to be an asshole to people. So I started thinking about like what I'm doing could affect people outside of me at like 7. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm not going to punch kids in the face.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes if that's the kind of stuff that counts, then yeah, I mean, it would be much earlier then.
Yeah,
but I was thinking
critically.
Yeah, I was thinking more like
that's more
really
deductive
kind of
reasoning,
like,
right? Than critical thinking. Or, no, that's more like self.
I know what you mean.
That's more like empathetic.
That's more
thought.
just like basic. That's just that's just learning empathy.
Like empathetic thought.
You're just learning like, would I like it if someone stuck a knife in my urethra and pulled up real quick? Nah.
No, I don't think
I would.
like that.
So I don't think I'm. So I don't think I would like that at all. So I think I won't. I think I might
The
not.
first thing I
watching
thought was
videos.
bad. The first thing I thought that was bad. The first thing I watched, I was like, I don't like this. This isn't good. For me, there was an Avengers show on TV back in like the 90s, and then they made another one where it wasn't Captain America. It was like they made like 90ified them, and they had like Ant-Man had this like weird edgy costume, and Vision looked stupid. I think you probably remember the show too.
I do remember it. Yeah,
I was like, this is stupid.
But were you excited about it?
I was very excited about it because I love the Avengers.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Because like when I was like, because even when I was like really young, there were shows that I didn't like. You know what I mean? Like I remember being like, oh, I'm not into that show. I don't like it. I think it's dumb or whatever. But it's something that happens when you're looking forward to something and it disappoints you for the first time. Because for a long period of time, when you're a kid, that doesn't happen. You think everything is amazing. Because everything is comparably new. You know what I mean? Like you've never seen live action Spider-Man before as like a 7-year-old. Like it just never existed. And even if you had you're so young that it wouldn't have made that much of, you know what I mean? Like it's new, it's exciting. Like what are video games? Whoa, I could like manipulate virtual reality and like move around and do cool shit. Like, whoa, this is so magical. And then like at some point you hit an age where like you've seen enough of it, and then you're still super excited about something, and you see it, and you're like, "Huh, I feel nothing.
I don't feel,
and
good
I got
from
nothing
this.
out of that. Why?
In fact,
Why don't I feel amazing anymore? In fact, I feel upset." I walked out of that theater of Spider-Man 3 with like the Spider-Man 3. I had a Spider-Man 3 shirt. It was like the Spider-Man symbol with like the symbiote on it. I actually love that shirt. It's an awesome shirt. And I walked out and just being like, I remember looking down at my shirt and then looking up and thinking like, I don't know if I want to see this again.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, I felt like embarrassed almost. It's so funny too because now I love that movie. Like I watched that movie.
Toilet.
Yeah, because we're watching it in the right context now.
Yeah, well,
Right.
I also just
Because,
appreciate it more. Just like it is funny how much of a train wreck it is, but it also is like it in like certain lenses, it is a kind of a pretty good movie, and it's fun to watch, and it's like entertaining, and it's still pretty well. That fight scene, I stand by it. The fight scene with like fucking Sandman in the underground subway, where he's like grinding his fucking face into the train, and shit.
That's
It's like
brutal.
that's metal as hell. It's fucking dope. Also, the very idea that that's how the very idea that that's how a subway works is awesome. I love like you don't think about it really a lot when you're like young watching that movie, but like as an adult watching that sequence is insane because it implies that there are subways that are just miles beneath the surface.
Yeah.
And that like trains go up Right, like it's such a fucking crazy, nonsensical, very like comic booky kind of like trains don't work this way. And even in Spider-Man 2, it kind of was like that too, like that above ground train, like that above ground subway doesn't
like that
technically
that
exist
high
where,
above is insane. They're not that high up.
Yeah,
they're not by like
they're not that high up.
Windows. No, they are sometimes up pretty high.
That
though.
is pretty insane.
They're not
sometimes.
that high. They're stupid high, and they're not in Lower Manhattan where like the big showdown is taking place. Like the closest it gets is like maybe like Harlem is like the last. Harlem is the final above ground subway stop, and it's like maybe 2 stories high.
No, there's above ground subway
like,
stops,
it's not,
and there's above ground like train, like
where?
proper train, not Metro North, in the Bronx, up by Woodlawn and shit. They're
Bronx
all above ground after.
Yeah, Bronx isn't. Yeah, but what I'm saying into Manhattan.
Yeah. You're right. There's no
only
way. Yeah.
like into Manhattan, the lowest it gets is Harlem. Like Harlem is the only outside train line, and then it goes into the tunnel. It goes into Grand Central or whatever. But
yeah,
I just the premise of a train being that high up in Lower Manhattan, or also just like having like 50 different like intersecting trains is hysterical. It's very cool.
I love it
for the fight.
What about you, Derek? What's the first time you got disappointed by media, or have you never been disappointed by media once?
I like everything, man. Everything's fucking awesome.
Could you imagine never being disappointed by something you watch? Like you have just a good choice. Like every time you watch something, it's great.
I would feel like you're just soulless. You can't because it's just such an it's such an improbability, man. That's so crazy. That's so crazy.
If I liked
to just be,
absolutely everything that I saw, I would at a certain point I would have to ask genuine professionals if I was stupid. You know what I mean? Like I would have to have an answer to that question.
Like, am I dumb?
I feel like you can't be stupid but also be self-aware. Like, I don't think it works that way.
No, but how do you know? But that's the problem, though, isn't it? Is that like it doesn't necessarily preclude one or the other, but it does make it harder to believe the other thing because it's self-awareness is a huge problem. Actually, it's like it's not good because if you're self-aware, that means you're smart on some level, but you can't let yourself be too carried away with that because then you're the worst.
Well, you can. I don't
know.
You can turn off your degree of self-awareness. You can just sit down and enjoy, because you don't have to be critical at every moment. It's hard to because we all go through that phase where like we become self-aware and everything we absorb is just like, this is stupid because of X, Y, and Z. But eventually learn how to be like, I'm just going to enjoy this because like it's not, me enjoying something that's stupid doesn't make me a worse person. It just means I can enjoy things sometimes. Like Derek talks about the Fast and the Furious movies. Those movies are complete dog shit, right? But I can say someone could sit down and just have a good time watching it. This is just a film where things are happening.
So, speaking of Fast and the Furious, there was like a whole Twitter thing going on over the weekend, or like this past week, where like people were like, When was the moment? When was the moment Fast and the Furious like lost all touch with reality? And everybody's like, they were sharing like the most ridiculous moments, and people were like, I straight up walked out of the theater after this, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing in a Fast and Furious movie if you're not here for this?
After the fourth one, it was at 4 it was a different movies. At 4 was completely different films.
Well, 5
no,
when
4 even. The fourth one was when it started turning up, and it was like. Because 1 and 2 were straight about like
there wasn't a bank vault being dragged across a city in the fourth.
No. Yes, you're right.
One is
5 is when like it started peaking, but 4 is when it started getting crazy. They started like doing shit cars can't do.
Look. Here's the thing. No, wait,
I don't.
This is why I know that's not true.
My bad. One with the Rock. One with the Rock was the one when it started.
That's what I'm saying.
My bad. You're right.
And yeah. 5 and when Rock joined the cast, it was what I love about that whole thing is that they're completely self-aware of what they wanted to do. They were like, essentially, it was like cars are gay, right? They had their run. They had their run like that. Like car people are so fucking gay, dude. I swear to God. Like I like nice cars. Don't get me wrong. But car people are gay. Like, that shit's just stupid. Have your cars, drive them and stuff, but this culture of, like, I'm like, it's like sneakerheads. I love sneakers. But sneakerheads are fucking stupid, too. You know what I mean? This is people just need to chill the fuck out. Enjoy your shit. You don't need to get all... I can say the same thing about weebs. Come on. It's just, I guess, hardcore fandoms are just all kind of lame. Like you can appreciate things and not be all crazy about it. So they got their car movies. Arguably, there's way better car movies in the Fast and Furious franchises. So I don't even know why people cared about that old shit. Because I've watched the old shit and it's so fucking boring to me. Yeah. Where I'm like, this is not. It doesn't appeal to me. It's not enough action. The stunts that they do in the cars are not that fucking impressive. So when it turned into an insane action franchise, that's what I was like, this is what I want. I grew up in the 80s and, well, I grew up in the 90s, but like I grew up watching 80s and 90s action flicks when they were just so stupid. No one was trying to keep them in the realm of reality. Yeah. So anyway, that as long as you understand that, like the people that are like, I walked out of this or I hate this, I'm like, I mean, you can watch fucking other grounded action things. You don't have to watch the I don't fucking get these niggas, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't get these niggas. Yeah,
you know, whatever. I'm gonna say so I have a suggestion here. For me personally, I don't know if you guys think this is a good idea. I've never seen a single one of these movies at all. Not a single one. Right. And I was thinking, I'm gonna watch the first one, and then I'm gonna watch the last one.
This motherfucker reads the epilogue. He reads the prologue and epilogue. You're one of those dudes.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those dudes, but I just think I feel like it would be such a hysterical leap.
You need to make a video. That's like a perfect video to make.
It is a good video.
Because there isn't a lot of people who have ever had this opportunity to do this.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's a way to
I like that a lot.
It's a way to utilize my gap in knowledge on something. Because I can only imagine that the jump is ridiculous.
The jump might be now. To be fair, when I see the trailer for this one that's about to come out, I think in just a few days, or I guess it'll be out by the time this is out. It looks more grounded than the 9, the previous one. So you may not even be getting a full taste of the insanity, because I feel like 9 was the literal money shot where they were just like, let's get all the cum out of the way and then just finish this in a respectable but crazy way. It's still going to be crazy. Don't get me fucking wrong. From seeing the trailer, it still looks fucking stupid. But the shit that they did in the 9th one is, I was in Lithuania and everybody was kind of like watching the movie very respectfully, and I was laughing like it was a comedy film. Because it was just the stuff that they do with it. It's so funny. It's so stupid.
I'll probably watch 9. I'll wait to see like what people say about it, I guess, to see if it's
that's a good one.
But like 9, I'm not gonna go to the movie theater.
I'm gonna watch it this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay,
all right.
I'm gonna watch it this weekend.
Yeah, let me know. Yeah, let me know how insane. Because I had a similar experience with fucking Harry Potter. Like I watched the first 3, and then I just fell off it because I was just like, I'm kind of outgrowing this. And then at some point, it was just so big when we were in high school that you just couldn't avoid it. That tattoo is everywhere. That, the fucking Deathly Hallows tattoo is fucking everywhere. Like Harry Potter was just so big.
Oh my god, I would love to do Harry Potter tattoo, and I would make
what that is.
Fun of them till they. I would make fun of them until they had needed counseling.
It's the triangle. You look up Deathly Hallows tattoo. You'll see it's. My niece has it. I think Brianna has it.
She has one.
Of course, she's a young girl.
Maybe I've seen it, but I can't say that I.
You gotta get a new niece. You gotta get a brand new niece, man.
Let me tell you something. That tattoo was fucking everywhere, and like you just couldn't avoid it when we were in high school. And like I ended up at a friend. It was Marco, our friend Marco. Marco loves those movies, and he invited people over. Yeah, he invited people over to watch the most recent one at the time, which was part 2 of the last one, right? And so it was like, hey, it was Deathly Hallows. Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Oh, it's Deathly Hallows. I'm an idiot. Yeah, whatever. I don't know anything about this movie.
No.
It's Deathly Swallows.
Deathly Swallows. Yeah, one of my first memories of porn was a Harry Potter porn parody, and I don't know why.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah, I remember specifically seeing, like, I was like, I can't do it. But
for me, it was a Jefferson's porn. Or the Jetsons.
Wait.
It was the Jetsons. My bad, the Jetsons. The Jetsons, not the Jeffersons. Holy shit. Those are different things. Those are different things. Those are different things.
Nigga, George and Wheezy just fucking wild, dude.
Wheezy. That's my mom's middle name. I can't stand that. I hate that Louise is Wheezy. Oh my god. I might name my daughter that low key. Yeah. just to have
Oh,
a
please
fucking
don't.
old ass name. Because I don't like
Please
how
don't.
homogenous all the names are now, man. Everyone's an Ailey. Everyone's in it's sort of Ailey or a fucking Danielle or a Michelle. It's just like, nah, man. I'm gonna bring back
that's boring as
Florence. I'm gonna name my daughter Florence or like fucking
Just
like
name her Grace.
or
Name her
Patricia
Grace.
or some shit.
That's an old one.
Just name her a slur and be done with it.
Or you know what?
I like
you know what
that.
two names I really like? I like the name Griselda and the name Broomhilda. I don't know. It doesn't make sense why I like
I
them.
hate that name so much.
What, Broomhilda?
And I don't like that name at all because it just the broom part ruins it for me. To be honest,
I like Broomhilda a lot.
because
But I understand
because I
it's
know what a broom. I know what a broom is, and it just the way it sounds, it just doesn't sound good to me.
I like
That's all.
Broomhilda because it's a name that really puts women in their place.
Jesus Christ.
See, I'm on board now. You Steven Crowdered me.
Right.
You changed my mind.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I like it
crazy. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like if my name was like Chris Computer. You know what I mean? It's just something you should be doing. It's a tool.
Broomhilda means armed for
battle.
battle. It literally means armed for battle in German.
Yeah,
That's
it
cool,
just doesn't
but
sound
I'm
like
not
a
German.
nice
But it's
I
an
have
old.
no
It's an
connection.
own name. That's the thing. It's
Yeah, but it's also it feels like you wouldn't want to do that because I thought you don't want like some Anglo shit. Like I feel like that's
who
so,
told you I
like,
don't want
against-
to? I have an Anglo name, dude.
there's a compilations of you just
constant.
shitting on white people. Like
Oh yeah,
let's be real.
they suck, but like I think they got good names.
He hates his white nose. He wants he wants his kid to be like he specifically will kill his kid if it's white, and he's talking about how he wants to name his fucking daughter Broomhilda.
This is a very serious thing, right? Lillian, I made this joke one time to Lily, and she held
You
on
said
to
you would
this.
kill your kid if it was white.
I would never said that. I said I would love my kid less if it came out closer to her color. I'm kidding, obviously. 95% of the time, like 75% of the time when people have like children with like a fair colored person, it comes out somewhere in the middle, right? I'm gonna love my kid if it's a fair skinned person. If it's white, I'll be very shocked.
You said specifically.
I'll be shocked if it's white.
You said specifically that if your kid was lighter than you would eat it.
That's
like
impos-
that painting of Kronos eating his young.
You
You know that famous picture of
If it's
Kronos?
lighter-
You know that famous picture?
Yeah,
know that
That's how you
famous
would eat it.
picture
You
of
would tear-
Kronos,
tear it as-
the Titan.
Kronos with the fork and knife. And he's just like
Yeah.
just-
That's
No.
selfie.
It's
Kronos?
a really famous one. That selfie. he's like
We eating good tonight. Captions. We eating good tonight. Stupid ass kids.
Me and my
Fuck
kids.
them kids.
It's me and my kids, and it's a selfie of him alone with a meal.
That's crazy. I'd be fine if I have my kids.
Oi.
What's up?
Oi.
As long as they're healthy, I don't care what they are, bro. I'd be happy if they weren't very high colored, though.
All right,
Right.
whatever.
Hey guys, let's wrap this bad boy up. huh?
Broomhilda's a good name. though.
Okay, fine.
I don't care.
Let's all right. We got let's get rapid fire with the questions. Okay.
Okay.
Go.
Changing my name to Nicky Ziggy so my questions get read. Wrote in. He says, "Hola, Puerto Rican Demon and his successors. What 2023 game are you most looking forward to? Go."
Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, like it's coming out this year.
Shut the fuck up.
So, yeah. So, I mean, it already came out. Resident Evil Remake. I finally
Resident Evil 4.
played it for longer than like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 was great.
Spider-Man 2 for me
And Street
Fighter.
Fighter 6, of course.
Oh yeah, Spitterman.
Spitterman's out.
We're getting that. We might be getting some information next week. Next week, Monday.
Yeah, May
Finally.
24th, I think. Yeah.
Finally.
Dane wrote in. He says, "What is your dream collaboration for an OST in a video game? Example: Limp Bizkit X Doom." That is so fucking stupid. That is so upsetting.
That is so 11th grade. I punch my wall when I get mad.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
I hate it.
You know, Elvis Crespo X Street Fighter.
Shut up. You
That's
took
it.
that from me. I was gonna. I was gonna say I was gonna say a Wu-Tang Clan Street Fighter like OST. I think that'd be fucking fire.
They probably
like
already
Def Jam,
did it,
like a Def Jam type situation.
Whoo, that would be so fucking awesome, though.
Notice that the Wu-Tang Clan is doing songs with Street Fighter. Each character has their own song by them, or it's a verse that kind of interchanges as the fight goes on.
I mean,
and then the rapper raps harder when you're winning. Like when you start putting pressure on them, the rapper starts like spitting bars to whatever you're doing. That'd be fucking heat.
That'd have been nice. Real quick. So, man, I don't even. Just some fucking, I don't know. There's a Mass Effect game that's coming out later. So that, and then just who's Justin Bieber? Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Grateful Dead Mass Effect fucking collaboration.
Grateful Dead, yeah,
like,
yeah, definitely.
Fuck, this game doesn't give off this feel.
Oh, like Chris Brown, and then it just, when it comes on, like the women get weaker and the men get stronger in the game.
Yes,
just like something like that.
I'd
like
play
whenever
the fuck out of that
like
game.
His track appears. Yeah, it's just a nice buff. I think that
a
would be
blanket buff to all the dudes.
All right, 3x. What are we doing? Hamburger Ham wrote in. He's like, all right, boys, simple question. Would you rather be turned into Ricky Berwick or Chris Chan? I love this dumpster fire of a podcast.
Ricky Berwick.
Ricky Berwick. Yeah, Ricky Berwick.
Ricky. 1,000%.
Yeah, unanimous Ricky. Like, Chris, that's... Ricky, look, Ricky Berwick is contorted in all matter of ways that I can't conceptualize, but Chris Chan fucked his mom. You know?
Yeah.
Like
Ricky Berwick's like a human Mobius strip, but like at least he didn't fuck his mom, you know?
Yeah,
right.
At the very least.
That we know of.
The bar's a little bit low, but I mean, like, that's, you know, it's fine.
We have lines.
Schlumpo
I know it may be...
Schlumpo the Slime wrote, and he says, can God say the N-word? Yeah. I mean, who's going to...
Yeah, of course.
I mean... Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
not
God.
gonna stop
He created the N-word. Who cares?
Yeah, he invented...
Exactly.
He created the N-word. He created the N-word in his image.
Nigga, I am God. That's how he appears to you. For everyone on the earth. This is the first thing he says.
You're just like...
What do you think would happen? Do you think people would accept that? You think people would like be like, oh yeah, that's God, and he just says nigga every other sentence? Like,
you know what would be really funny? You know, really funny. If it would be sad also if Christ was found to be black, like straight up as a black person, like not like a Jewish person with like tan skin, like a nigga. You know how many people would renounce Christianity? That'd just be sad. That just made me really sad. I'm like, damn.
It would be very race. Yeah. So what it needs to happen is like God has like black arms, but he has like Mexican legs, blonde like fucking Swedish hair. Like he's just like a little bit of everything, but he's just blasting M-bombs every other sentence.
Bro.
And but you see like this is clearly no one else looks like this on like this clearly is an entity. It has to be God. But do you fuck with them though? Are you like I mean I guess like.
I'd like to talk to God. Like that'd be a conversation.
Come into my kingdom, my nigga.
That'd be a fun time.
Have you been good, my child?
I'm like, no, I haven't been that good. I've been pretty decent, but like, I want to talk to you about shit. You got time, right?
Yeah, nigga. So tell me what was good. Tell me what's good, nigga.
What's good? I already know, but like, tell me. You tell me.
I'm just be like, I don't know what's happening, God. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if this is a trick or something. If you're trying to get me to say the N-word, I don't know what's going on right now.
Like, I'll say it. Like, I'm not afraid to say it. Like, I'll say it back. But, like, can I say it back to you? Like, would you get offended? Like, what's that? Like, what's all this about?
Or he, like, commands you. What if he's like, if you want to get into the kingdom of heaven, you need to drop the hard R right now. What do you do?
He has a follow-up question. He has a follow-up question, and this will be the last one, then we'll jump out. But he says, hey, boys, recently lost my job, so this will be my last question for a bit. But if God was real,
okay,
sorry to hear that, by the way, Slumpo. And he said,
you the best, man.
But if God was real, and he just said tons of slurs and was politically incorrect constantly, do you think people would try to correct him or just go with it because he's God?
Go with it. The fuck? Why would you want? It's the Almighty.
I mean, I don't know. I think people would try to. I think people would be like, I know you created everything, but things have changed here. You know what I mean? I mean, like people. with all due respect, like I don't, you know, a lot of those actors kind of turned on J.K. Rowling, and she created the Harry Potter thing. You know what I mean? She's kind of the god of Harry Potter.
That's the same thing. It's the same. It is not the same thing at all, Chris. It is not.
It's not
unadjacent. But it's the closest you got. It's the closest you got. You know, yes,
it's the closest we have. It's the closest we have to anything like that. Is J.K. Rowling going off on
that part?
Has Harry Potter turned his back on J.K. Rowling?
I don't know.
He would have. He probably would have. Because he's definitely a Danish. You know, he's definitely a tart of some sort.
Yeah, but we cool, nigga.
People are really sensitive about that too, which is weird because like I don't even think Daniel Radcliffe said anything specifically. He didn't even say like fuck J.K. Rowling or anything. He just said like, yeah, the trans community is very cool and they should be supported. That's and like people were like, oh, he turned his back on J.K. It's like, let's relax.
They just you say there's a good tweet that says, man, you can be out here just saying like I really like pancakes, and then someone will say, what the fuck's wrong with waffles?
Literally,
like just to be like, what the fuck? That's a completely different thing.
That's twittering. It's called twittering.
That is a Hall of Fame tweet. That is a Hall of Fame tweet. That is up there with Tyler the Creator talking about like cyberbullying.
Right, I agree. I agree.
Like an amazing when you think of Twitter, this is what you think of. Anyway. Derek's got to go eat. He's got to go eat a crab raw.
He's got to eat his young like Cronus.
Cronus. I got like Kronos, not Cronus.
Yeah, same
you sound
shit.
like a fucking. You sound like a fucking Boston nigga. Like just like you just say things wrong. Like I gotta go get that fucking Cronus. You know what I mean? You know fucking Cronus with the Zeus and all that. You know you I don't know.
Zeus.
Boston's rough.
Bar in the car.
Boston's
the bar
a
in the
rough
fucking
one.
car and the Cronus, eh?
Zeus.
You fucking nit. You fucking nit. That's like I feel like that's what any Boston motherfucker just. That's why like Martin Scorsese opens up The Departed with like 500 hard R's.
It's not 500. It's 2.
It's at least. It's at least. It's the literally the second word. It's like the Nick.
It's 2. You know what that reminds me of? Reminds me of the episode of SpongeBob. He has to write the paper, and he writes "the" real fancy, and then it's the N word.
I don't know what it is, but "the" is the funny part of that. Like
you know what's funny? I've noticed the word "the" makes you.
There's no context could possibly start with "the" and
start that way. With no context beforehand. Because you can say a sentence and then continue to another sentence that would make sense.
Yeah.
But just the first sentence.
You can do. You can say it. You can say it.
We should write a film.
I can make one right now with that. I just don't want to say it right now.
No.
That'll be extra ammo. That'll be extra ammo. That'll be extra ammo, guys. Wait. That'll be extra ammo.
Yeah,
this week's extra ammo that we're gonna record tomorrow is going to be.
All right, guys. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's got his crab to go get. Bye. I'm gonna read the names now. Alrighty, the athletic cup that all the Spider-Men share. Lee Harvey Pogswald, a man who got fired for playing Radioactive on the PA system. The goddamn it, fuck you, I'm not reading this name. Let's get to bashing butts as well as these nuts. 533 anti-trans bills. 533 anti-trans bills in 2023 alone. 49 states, 64 passed, 372 active, 97 failed. Derek, some white guy, Doc Jenkins, and the Tism Schism. Damn it, Sweeney, how many times do I have to tell you to stop sending me nudes of your girlfriend if when I'm reading the credits? She Pipkin on my Pippa. Possum, yes, that's my real name. If Tom and Chris are Puerto Rican, why don't they speak like Bad Bunny? Pissbed. Damo Nation, Average Clit Energy, Face Fister, Star Coffee, Harambe versus 20 elementary schoolers in the Gulag, Lindsey Graham's Little Ladybugs, Staying Hydrated to be ready to piss on Margaret Thatcher's grave at a moment's notice. There is a chair at the end of my bed for my cat, and I call it the Sneeko seat. Transfem gremlin. Can Logan Paul abandon a million pigs? My sexual awakening was the quirky goth girl from NCIS, and now my taste in women is ruined. Yush, Asker, the angelic dungeon master who would like to ask you what you'd like to do about the raiders that have just entered the tavern. Rest in peace to the legendary Lance Reddick, Commander Zavala. Craig the Canadian. It's your boy Shawnee D, Southern Sweet Tea. Matt Walsh is the hero of our time. Sweet Baby Gang for life. Indie Butter Knife on YouTube. What's wrong with these homies? This is my girl. I dream of Ricky Berwick scuttling through a hall of mirrors like some sort of relentless Tim Burton heartthrob. Seething with satisfaction after watching Karens get assaulted. Parentheses, I wish I were a woman so I could hit them. Slurping, stroking, smoking, joking. Emoticons going like this. Morning owlet. The average person has one fallopian tube. Caesar, little. Drip MH, Lord of Drip. Nancy Pelosi killing a Palestinian with her massive tits. Obi-Wan Shablomi, Sween. You have something between your teeth. Creator Clash 3 featuring Ricky Berwick versus Eugenia Cooney. Alls to All. Okay, you said it right. Avi, something funny and topical. Gay Metallica be like exit, puss, enter bus, take my ass. We're off to fuck many, many men. Wage Slave 583. I feel gay, fuck you. The Papini Brothers Emporium presents the latest in cuck technology, Sneakovision. Good fight, Chris. Man, I'd fuck you. Gay version of Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata with no added lyrics, but you play the piano like a faggot. Oh, fuck. Fun fact, if you Google translate Clash of Clans into Chinese and back into English, you get radical conflict. Have a nice day. Tell him Steve Dave. Limp Biscuits and Gravy. John Strickland, I am announcing it right now. Our next parody is F Slurs in Paris. Merck's 1889. Call me Ahab. The way I harpoon these white whales. American women. The First Church of Keith David, now with extra traumatism. Folk singer Bob Dylan has a song where he says the hard R. It's called Hurricane. Pre-Roz, Blake 896, Church of Getting Kicked in the Face by Cammy, Tonka, the Inbred Cabbage Patch Kid, Alaskan Oilfield Trash, Sue Hulk, Tickle My Ass Hairs, Nikki Ziggy, Marcus chainsawing through a locust while autistically screaming, Dom, I am a surgeon, Lobotomized Jesus, can't wait to lick on Hulk Hogan's sloppy, wet, fat fucking pussy like a dog in a water bowl. The sounds of mommy and daddy fighting downstairs, but it's drowned out by Derek and Sweeney's slang argument. Every time I come, it sounds like Squidward walking. Oh, wow. That's so vivid. Jackson DuPont, Badly Brave. Thank you, Badly Brave, for the Steam Deck, by the way. Hugger Derek, to the rhythm of Bulls on Parade. Come on Command. Aetherian Pergerian Hunter. Melphis 1, heir to the throne of Haphazard. And as always, our king of Haphazard. Goodbye.